Kimball.
Thank you very much, Frank. Scott Olson is with us, the coach at Orion, who lost in the Super Sectional at Moline to this Alleman ball club. And Scott, forgive me for looking at my notes real quickly, 54-49. You had quite a battle with the Pioneers, didn't you?
Yes, it was. It was a great game and in front of a packed house, and it was a 1-2-point game almost the entire stretch. And Alleman came back and took the lead in the final minute and won the ball game.
I have the word on good authority that neither you nor Bob DeDunker got the least bit excited.
Not at all, not at all.
What can we look for from this Pioneer ball club? It's been 25 years since they made the state finals, and they have a great tradition, however.
Yes, Alleman has a great tradition. They have a very good player in Brian Wolf. We had a lot of trouble stopping him. They also play 4 other players outside perimeter in terms of defense. They're a good pressure team. They'll half-court trap you. They're not very deep. They only have one person coming off the bench, but they do have good quickness, and they're very physical.
I imagine a tough blow maybe over in your area, Scott, when Alleman went Class A, considering who they played during the regular season, Western Big Six. The tough schedule is certainly an advantage if you don't get down mentally.
Yes, it should help them a little bit, and obviously they're very physical. We came out and we tried to play them very physical, and I think it improves their quickness when they play against teams like Rock Island and East Moline.
What did you tell me you had your key ball player in foul trouble in that ball game, and that really put a few shackles on what you wanted to do?
Yes, our 6'5" kid Greg Orendorf was on the bench for approximately 3 quarters, and to attack their trap, we tried to go inside, and he's the man we want to go to. The kids played fantastic. We had a 7-point lead there for a while, just to keep it that close.
Scott, any surprises this far today, in your opinion?
I tell you, Prairie Central looks excellent, and I just saw the team out here, Wheaton, just played St. Francis, very good ball club, and very deep.
And Carlisle, of course, has those Twin Towers inside. As usual, we're going to have a fine semifinal pairing, regardless of the winner here.
It's going to be very interesting. I was watching Michaels. I know he's going to Illinois. He's not as physical as I thought he would be, so I'm going to be very interested to see how Prairie Central stacks up inside against them.
All right, if you had to play Alleman again, if you had another opportunity, what would you do differently, except obviously keep your guy out of foul trouble?
Well, I think we do the same thing. Basically, you have to get past their pressure out front and attack the baseline. If you can do that, you'll be successful. Also, I think Alleman's going to have to try to keep Wolf out of foul trouble. If he's in foul trouble, it's going to be a long night for him.
Scott, season overall, your best at Orion?
Yes, it's my only second year, so it was a great year, and it's the farthest Orion's ever gone. And we have a lot of the players returning, so we're trying to get down here next year.
Well, you have a good shot with a good veteran ball club back, and certainly congratulations for a fine year.
Thank you very much, Art.
You got a forecast on this one for us?
I have not seen Tuscola. I know it's going to be a close game. Both of them have 5 players that they play most of the time, and it should be a heck of a battle.
Heck, you could be a reporter. You're cagey.
That's right. I have no bets on this game.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Scott Olson, the coach at Orion. And now a message from one of your network sponsors, John Deere.
Welcome back to the Assembly Hall. Jim Albrecht along with Ed Butkovich. There you see the stats on the Alleman Pioneers located in Rock Island. Their record of 22-7. The enrollment actually down from that figure. It's now 497. The colors, a lot of green and white out here tonight. And, of course, they play in the Western Big Six, the same conference as the Rock Islands and the Quincy's and the East Molines and Galesburgs. As far as the Tuscola Warriors, black and gold is what they'll wear. Enrollment 231. The town only has 4,200 people, and Ed, I think they're just about all here tonight. The Little Okaw Valley Conference is where they come from. This is an interesting game, Ed, because if you look at statistics, sometimes they lie, but when you look at the starting 5 for Tuscola combined, they shoot 59% from the floor. What does that tell you as a coach?
It means they get the ball in the hole, is what it means. They've got 2 gentlemen that are over 63%, I think. And, you know, for a balance to have all 5 guys over 50%, it's phenomenal in this day and age, and even as much time as the kids put into shooting. But, you know, they played well all year long. He lost their 3rd game of the season, and then they run off that big streak. And they play good, solid defense, and they play it from end to end. And I know Rock Island handles the press pretty well, but they're going to have to handle a man-to-man press pretty well. And Rock Island's got a big ball club in the schedule they play. You know, you would think right now, looking at it, that maybe they managed to go to Rock Island. But I'll tell you what, after I seen Tuscola play Tuesday night, they play with a lot of heart, boy. They've got a dream, and that's it was the dream was to come up there and play in the big house, and everybody's had that dream. But I mean, these two teams, along with the other ones there tonight, have fulfilled that this year.
Tuscola comes in with a 26-game winning streak. No one can top that in the Class A. When you look at the Alleman Pioneers, they suffered a severe blow in the form of Mark Ackerman, who will not play tonight, the starting forward, taken off the team for one day. He is in street clothes in violation of team rules, according to Principal Alan Gorgel, and that can't help him, because when you look at these two teams, bench is not their forte.
Well, both of them have went with probably a starting five most of the year, and they haven't went to their bench. But although I think probably Tuscola has had an opportunity to use kids a little bit more because they've won a lot of games by big scores, and consequently some of those kids have got opportunities to play. But I know with Alleman's schedule, they probably have a lot of games that are so close that a lot of times it's not the coach doesn't have an opportunity to get those kids in there.
Alleman comes in having lost only one Class A game. That was to Kewanee, 50-47 in a Christmas tournament. So, you know, as far as Class A schools, they've handled everyone they've played so far.
You know, Kewanee's had a good program up there the last 4 or 5 years,
sure,
too. So they've had an outstanding ball club.
Well, something's got to give, Ed, because 82 points a game is what Tuscola averages. 59 points is what Alleman allows. So something's got to give.
Well, somewhere along the line is going to have to be something.
Well, the teams are coming back to their respective benches right now. Kerry Kincaid will get his Warriors around his game plan. Bob DeDonker will rally the Alleman Pioneers, who haven't been to Champaign in 25 years. The drought is over. We have 3 teams into the semifinals. They are Prairie Central, Carlisle, St. Francis. We'll find out who the 4th one is here with the introduction of the starting lineups and the benches. PA announcer Steve Adams.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the coaches and players for this 4th and final quarterfinal round game, featuring the Tuscola Warriors and the Pioneers of Rock Island Alleman. First, let's meet the Warriors of Tuscola High School, who entered this game with a record of 27 wins and 1 loss. Introducing the head coach in his 4th season, Kerry Kincaid. Assistant coaches Ken Schwingle and Jeff Butler. And now the players. Number 10, a 5'11 junior, John Rader. Number 12, a 5'7 senior, Tag Adkisson. Number 14, a 5'11 junior, Jamie McDonald. Number 22, a 5'11 junior, Scott Zane. Number 23, a 5'9 senior, Kobe Williams. Number 30, a 6'4 senior, Jeff Miller. And number 32, a 5'9 senior, Gary Alexander. And now the starting lineup for Tuscola. At 1 forward, a 6'3 senior, 42, Roger Warner. At the other forward, a 6'2 senior, 24, Matt Washburn. At center, a 6'4 senior, 34, Steve Weimer. At 1 guard, a 6'1 senior, number 33, Mark Kalmar. And at the other guard, a 5'8 junior, number 20, Brian Hatfield. Those are the Warriors of Tuscola High School. And now introducing the Pioneers of Alleman High School of Rock Island, who entered this game with a record of 22-7. Here's the head coach of Alleman, Bob DeDonker. Assistant coaches, Art Maffey, Don Adams, Jeff Holland, and Jeff Kokite. And now the players. Number 14, a 6' junior, Todd Elgus. Number 24, a 5'10 sophomore, Matt Woods. Number 34, a 6' senior, Eric Swaggart. Number 40, a 6'2 junior, Don Duff. Number 44, a 6'2 senior, Mark Ackerman. Number 52, a 6'4 sophomore, Matt Copeland. And number 54, a 6'3 senior, Troy Humphrey. And now the starting lineup. At one forward, a 6'4 senior, 42, Brian Wolf. At the other forward, a 6'1 senior, number 30, Todd Woods. At center, a 6'3 senior, number 20, Dave Nucky. At one guard, a 5'11 senior, number 10, John Lund. And at the other guard, a 6' senior, 22, Derek Watts. Those are the Pioneers of Alleman High School of Rock Island. And now the officials, Clive Hornstein of Melvin and Rick Preston of Moments.
We are back with Game 4 of the quarterfinals after this from one of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. Ed Butkovitz, I want to know one thing. I've never been in a locker room at a state game, the first game down in the quarterfinal round. What do you try to tell them? Anything? You got to be nervous.
Well, you are nervous. You try to tell them to go out and play their normal game, but it's not normal down there, though. You got to hope that they get settled down early.
Yeah, normal's up the road a ways. This is Champaign. This tip will have to start all over again. Brian Wolf will jump center against Steve Weimer. And we are underway. Tip is controlled by the Warriors of Tuscola. 26 in a row. They're trying for 27. This is the man who's been hot lately, but he passes it out of bounds, broken up by Wolf. I was speaking of Matt Washburn.
Good defense of Wolf. Come back and made a good play right there.
Inbounds pass to Washburn, blocked by Wolf. Out of there with it comes Woods. Woods may not slow it down. He'll fire. He will not hit it. Rebound comes down to Weimers, and a foul from behind. It looks like it might go on Derek Watts. Well, the Pioneers weren't shy about taking it down the floor. They're not going to slow it down, that's for sure.
They weren't. What do we expect here from Alleman? Are they in a half-court press? Is this what they use, a 1-2-2 or combination of that, or a 2-1-2, something like that?
Across the way it goes, Warner will give it up. This is Kelmer. Nice pass inside to Weimer, and that's the first two of the game. Steve Weimer, who averages 18 points a contest, gets his first two as the Pioneers face their first deficit of the night.
Well, I think Wolf was smart enough to let him go right there. He wasn't going to get a foul out of the situation when he knew he was beaten on the inside.
Have to see how Alleman responds to the lack of one of their starters.
Looked like they were setting up in a 1-4 offense there to begin with, Alleman.
Well, that time they didn't respond all that well as Watts couldn't handle the pass. That's a turnover. This Hatfield's a fine point guard. We'll be talking about him. A steal inside and a jump ball. Weimers will jump it up with John Lund. Lund not regularly a starter for the Alleman Pioneers. They're six-man off the bench.
I was going to say, Hatfield had a great fourth quarter the other night from the assist standpoint. He must have had 5 or 6 assists the last quarter against Calvary.
The amazing thing about that comeback against Calvary was that most of the shots came inside. Not one three-pointer. Whoop. Yeah. Speaking of three-pointers.
Well, I don't think you'll see Tuscola shoot a lot of three-pointers. They've got a couple guys capable, but they don't shoot a lot of three-pointers. They go inside, they'll put their 2 up.
Hatfield the penetrator. There's why. There's the pass to Weimer. That's good.
Beautiful pass.
He's only 5'8". He doesn't have a lot of muscle on him, so maybe he finds those creases easier than other guys. Lund will work out front against the zone. He'll go all the way down, dish it off, a whistle and a foul against Tuscola.
Looks like Tuscola was in his own defense that time. They played.
Yeah, they definitely were in the zone. The Wolf can shoot over that. He leads the team in every category, including three-pointers.
2 in a row. Beautiful touch.
So Wolf, who averages 23 points a contest, has 6. Tuscola has 4. They go down low to their main man, Weimer, and he is fouled on the way up. We mentioned at the outset, Ed, that neither team has a strong bench, so foul trouble would mean real trouble.
For both teams, yes.
A foul from behind. Todd Woods picks up his first personal of the night. Weimer's not a bad free throw shooter, but on that one he was not a great one either. 63% on the campaign.
And if you notice on that last free throw, both hands come together there when he finished up on his follow-through. See what he does this time.
He'll bury it.
So they almost touch each other when he ends up on a follow-through on that free throw.
We've played exactly 2 minutes. Alleman has a 1-point edge. Lund brings it up, goes off the pick. Watts dared to shoot, misses it. Nucky high for the rebound. Can he go back up? No, he'll get it over to Lund, who will force it up, get it blocked, but he is fouled from behind. Nucky kept that play alive. There were 2 people in position for Tuscola to bring down the board, but Nucky, who has exceptional leaping ability, deceptive as it were, kept it alive.
It looks like last time down that Kilmer was playing Wolf man-to-man.
They blocked out well, Ed. Nucky came up. He may have gotten away with a little bump from behind.
They might have got him.
Lund free throw, yeah.
It always helps when you replace a man to come in there and get that first free throw.
Well, Lund injured his toe, as you look at Kerry Kincaid, the coach of Tuscola, in the super sectional game against Orion. They had to drain it today, so he's toughing it out as he misses the second free throw, but the Pioneers control the offensive glass. Derek Watts, who's a very streaky player, kicks it over to Woods, their other three-point shooter. Watts will drive, put it up, and he'll hit it. Nope. Offensive foul, take away the 2.
Like Washburn did a good play here.
Help out. He was over there.
Weak side, I believe he was there. Well, Watts, a good one though, didn't he?
Watts got by Weimer, but Washburn helped out. That's what defense is all about, Coach. Help, help, help. Pass underneath, gets away, intended for Roger Warner. 5 of these Tuscola Warriors, all the starting 5, averaging double figures. You don't see that often. You don't see that kind of shooting percentage we alluded to at the outset. 59% from the starters, that of course from 2-point range. Pioneers trying to go up by 4. Wolf, that's his spot, and he'll get the roll. He's a shooter, you can tell. If he gets it up on the rim, it's going to go.
He got the bounce.
9-5 Alleman, breaking that pressure. Underneath is Calmer, and he'll get it. Make that Brian Hatfield. Check it, Brian Hatfield sneaking up along the baseline.
Nice pump fake there.
Wood fakes. Tuscola, of course, wants to run at every opportunity. When you average 83 points a game, you're not sitting around watching the other team go into a delayed offense.
It almost looks like Tuscola is inside of a box defense.
Well, they've played every defense known to man against Mr. Wolf, and thus far none has worked. At least consistently. Watts inside. Derek Watts with a good move. He may have forced his hand a little bit.
Well, that always helps when the team tries to play a special defense against you and one of the other players comes through for you.
Look at Hatfield penetrate. Get it over to Warner. That's why he's their money man. Hatfield makes it all happen. He just won't stop. You give him a crease, you get burnt.
We see some good point guards there today, haven't we?
Nucky's first shot of the game is going to be a little too short, and rebounding it will be Mark Calmer. So Tuscola coming down for the tie with 3:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Hatfield gives it inside, and it's missed by Washburn.
Beautiful pass over by Hatfield, wasn't it?
Woods all the way down, pull up, 16-footer, and it's going to go.
Got the roll, didn't he?
In the super sectional game, Woods hit one shot. It came with 1:58 remaining in the game. It was a three-pointer. The Pioneers never trailed again. Ooh, trouble. Weimer. Steve Weimer.
Get the ball inside to him. It's almost an automatic 2.
Bob the Donker yells out 2-1-2. You know, as far as the offensive alignment he wants.
Alleman essentially plays with 5 guards.
That's what they do. Here's one of them, Watts. In and out. Rebound comes down to Hatfield. Hatfield in a hurry. Nucky, he's kind of those, he looks like he's wild defensively, but actually that's what he's doing. Short pass. Bad pass. Coming out of there, and it's off to Tuscola, and it'll come the other way. The Alleman Pioneers with the lead in the basketball. 2:24 remaining here in the first quarter. Jim Albrecht, Ed Butkovich, and Frank Tassone hoping you're enjoying the action. This one a little bit later than anticipated, but it may well be worth the wait. Here's a message from one of your network sponsors, the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois. (13-11) our score, as you can see. Here's how they've reacted to the battle of nerves as far as field goals are concerned. Alleman hitting 50%. Look at Tuscola. Of course, those shots are coming inside, and that's why the big percentage. Woods from downtown. That's going to be off the mark. Nucky tried to get in there and bat it away, but here comes Washburn with it. Nice bounce pass, Weimer. That will tie up the game at 13. I think Weimer was thinking jam, then he thought glass, then he thought, I think I better just get it in.
But he filled the lane awful good, didn't he, on that last break? He filled that outside real well.
He can run the floor. Lund working out front against Hatfield. Hatfield bugging it. There's where you don't want to be, in that far corner. And now traveling.
Hatfield will drive you crazy over there. He didn't really cause a turnover there, but he drove the guy over in that direction.
You ever had a defective fire alarm that keeps going off about 3 in the morning? That's what he reminds me of. Drive you crazy. Weimer, that's a little bit outside of his range. Turnovers in favor of the Pioneers. Offensive rebound, and we've got a foul in the lane. Troy Humphrey, who checked into the ball game moments ago. Big Troy Humphrey at 6'3", 215. He's a senior. You know, we'll see a lot of action, but he's going to this game because of the absence of Ackerman.
Washburn went up for the shot, but he had his eyes open to the inside, looking for someone to pass to in case he didn't have a shot.
Kalmar will inbound, and the aforementioned Washburn will kick up the offense as they go around the perimeter. Warner's been quiet. He stays so. Rebound inside. Washburn blocked from behind by Troy Humphrey. Oh, stolen away by Washburn. That's 2. Well, the Pioneers cleared it out, but not well enough.
Give you a little idea why Washburn's a 65% field goal shooter. He's really active inside.
I think it's pretty obvious, gentlemen, that they do want to get the ball to Wolf if possible. He's being hounded and double-teamed every time he tries to get it. Woods needs it, doesn't get it. Rebound comes out to Washburn. Tuscola could take their biggest lead. And foul as Weimer hits the deck. Nucky raises the hand. Dave Nucky with the personal. Step to the charity stripe. Only one substitution in the first quarter. A first quarter that has 41 seconds remaining. Tuscola's lead is now 3 at 16-13. To get here, as far as the second season is concerned, Tuscola had to go through Villa Grove, St. Joe of Ogden, Arcola, Monticello, a team that beat them, handed them their only loss. And then that great comeback against Springfield Calvary. They missed the free throw, but the Pioneers cannot hang on to the rebound. So this is one of those three-point plays that gives coaches like Ed Butkovich more gray hairs than he wanted. If they convert. Hatfield, nice pass inside. They're going to call Nucky with a personal foul. That's a tough call. There's Washburn underneath. And there's the block from behind by Humphrey. But they don't clear it out, Coach. Look at Washburn. He just came in and said thank you. Free throw up and in. Mark Coleman averages 10 points a game. 6'1" senior.
He's doing an excellent job defensively down at the other end, too. Watch him next time down on the roll.
Well, it's the biggest lead of the game for Tuscola at 18-13, and the Pioneers have to work their offense. The Tuscola pressure now in effect. Let's see how it works. Lund kicks it over to Wolf. Wolf says, I think I'll just break this myself. Pioneers need a bucket. Tuscola would like to
Great man-to-man this time.
get it down court and take a 7-point lead. Let's see what happens. Nucky, who's been quiet offensively, gets it to Wolf. Off the glass. Too hard. Woods can't get in there and clear it out. Here comes Washburn all the way down. Contact and a charge. Tough call. That was a tough call.
If they won the last play, Nucky should have just grabbed the ball and got the rebound and then went back up with it. He was in a bad position to try to tip the ball last time.
That's some of that youthful exuberance, Coach. It takes about 20 years to get rid of that. Or a coach who repeatedly tells you about it. 5 seconds remaining. Lund in a hurry. Didn't have to take it that soon. Rebound comes down to Tuscola. Now, Lund could have went down court another 10 feet, but he opted to throw it up from there. And at the end of one quarter, it's advantage Tuscola. 18-13 over the Pioneers. Now this from one of your network sponsors, John Deere. You folks at home can now put on the pinstripes without all the grief and make this call. Was it charging on Washburn? Setting up his Wood.
Almost close.
Todd Woods got the benefit of that. And we are underway here in the second quarter. Tuscola trying to take a 7-point lead. Nucky almost had the steal. Washburn will throw it up. Won't get it. Rebound comes down to a leaping Derek Watts. The Pioneers' offense has gone a little bit cold. That's happened occasionally throughout the year. But the great thing about the Pioneers, and I'm sure it's the same for Tuscola, is mental attitude. They don't look at the scoreboard and see how they're doing. They look at each other and see how they're doing. Foul inside on Tuscola. That'll go against Weimer, their big man.
Sure don't want to get him in foul trouble.
He's got two.
You want him now.
Wolf with the basketball. Knocked out of bounds now. Todd Woods had it, and you know who was there. Hatfield's the name. Wolf, who has 2 3-pointers, gets it over to John Lund. He makes a bad pass on the wing. Here comes Warner. It's a 1-on-2, 2-on-1. Layup is up and in by Brian Hatfield.
Hatfield again. Kind of reminds you of the point guard in the last game, doesn't it?
20-13.
Almost an instant replay. They both play a lot alike.
Alleman down by its biggest mark so far. Need a bucket. Lund can't get it. Rebound comes out long, and there's Hatfield again. Well, the Pioneer offense, at least from the perimeter, is cold, and they're not getting inside, so they're having their difficulties. Calmer inside, stolen away by Wolf. Washburn tried a twisting pass. He didn't really see his man, so he was in trouble. Woods for 3. Couldn't get it. Watts with the offensive rebound. They'll set it up again. 3-pointers are half mental. Once you make one, you think you can make the second one. You miss a couple, you start wondering. Wolf inside, leaner, couldn't get it up again. A lot of contact and a foul. You think there was a foul before that, Coach?
I think the foul occurred before that. I'm not so sure I saw this last one. I thought I saw one before that.
Coach Bob DeDonker.
Maybe we'll see both of them.
That's the 3rd foul on Weimer.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Weimer will come out now.
Oh, yeah, I've seen something there.
Gary Alexander will check in for Coach Kerry Kincaid. So the chess game on the bench that Kerry Kincaid doesn't like to play has now begun.
You might want to mark down 6:25 of the second quarter. Because that might be a big play right there, that 3rd foul on him.
Wolf, who hits 84% of his free throws, makes his coach a little bit more relaxed, if that's even possible. And now he makes it a 5-point game. Tuscola with the lead in the basketball, 20-15. Weimer on the bench.
You could see Weimer consciously trying not to foul when the ball went in the first time to Wolf. The rebound, though, is when he got it.
Pass underneath, and they kick it back out to Warner, who wants 3 and gets it.
That's the way to respond, though, isn't it?
That sure is. Tuscola fans love it. That's 5 for Warner. It's an 8-point ball game again. Number 24 in the ball game is Matt Woods. So you have Matt Woods in the ball game, along with his brother Todd Woods, wearing number 30, and Matt Only a sophomore almost made a mistake. There wasn't anything open inside. Foul that time will go against Calmer. It's pronounced about 3 different ways. We've heard it 4 or 5 different ways. Calmar, I believe, is the correct way, so we'll stick with that.
We'll probably foul it up a few more times, won't we?
Wolf at the free throw line. He's trying for his 11th point of the night already.
Go ahead.
He was named to the All-State team today and also to the coaches' All-State team.
You know, he's had over 190 free throws made this year. Not taken, made.
So you think he takes it inside occasionally? This is that one. Tuscola's lead at 7. 5:50 remaining here in the first half. Calmar. Double teamed out front. Woods takes it away. Nucky traveled. Good defense that time by Matt Washburn, who set up Nucky. Never saw him there.
Might have Hatfield with an injury.
Yeah, it looks like he might have pulled something, but he's going to try to walk it off if he goes out. Brother, there it is right there.
Yeah, hit on the knee right there, I think. Inside the... I tell you, I believe Wolf draws a lot of traffic in there. A lot of attention.
Turnovers now even at 6. Nucky took it away. Nucky all the way down. Put it up and in. Tough shot. I thought he got in trouble when he went up, but somehow he brought it back up from under his belt buckle and put it in. It's a 5-point ball game. Alleman pressure. Washburn breaking it along the baseline. Up and in is Gary Alexander.
Comes off the bench and gets you a bucket right away. We've seen that quite a bit today, haven't we?
You come off the bench, you hit your first shot, you say, I'm here, I'm here.
This team shoots with confidence.
Outside, Woods can't get it. The sophomore misses the 3-point attempt. Now the ball is almost stolen away, and the sophomore compounds things that time as he tried to make up for the missed shot and picked up the personal foul.
Alexander got the rebound, too.
There you see the foul. Calmar to the line. He shoots 54% from the charity stripe. Tuscola up by 7. They're trying to make it a little bit more. In all fairness to Todd Woods, I wonder how many 15-year-olds would like to put on the old tennis shoes and come out here in front of 12,000 people on a Friday night. Of course, the way 15-year-olds are these days, Ed, we'd probably get a busload. Both free throws good.
If they were going to play down here, you'd get a busload.
27-18. Pioneers down by 9 now. That's their biggest deficit. Woods to Watts. Pretty move, pretty play. Good penetration on both parts. Watts with his 4th point of the night now. Here's Hatfield. Look at him break the seam. Go in, get it over, make a bad pass, but it goes to Washburn, who missed the easy shot inside. Wolf comes down with it. Wolf waits for help. Finds it in Todd Woods. That's a big miss. Looked a little easier than it was, actually. Woods threw it away, trying to get it back to Brian Wolf.
Hatfield was there, though, on defense. Picked it off. Or caused the deflection.
Some players just carry themselves so well. You know they come to play. Warner almost lost it inside. Now does. Who wants it? It's going to be Tuscola's ball as it's saved inside by Calmar. What a save, and Hatfield working out top. They're trying to double team him, but he just won't slow down. Calmar for 3. In and out. No good. Rebound Wolf. You see him screen out Calmar that time. That ball bounced 18 feet and he still couldn't get it. Nucky driving. Nucky charging. Dave Nucky picking up his 3rd personal foul, so that's not good news. And John Lund will check in, and Nucky won't see the final 3:42 of the 2nd quarter, at least from the floor, as you saw him draw his 3rd personal foul. So John Lund in the ballgame. Now let's see how the Pioneers play this. So basically both of their forwards aren't in the game right now. Hatfield goes baseline. Good defense by Watts, who couldn't quite keep it in play as it headed out of bounds. Matt Copeland, another sophomore, is going to check in now for Coach Bob DeDonker. Matt Copeland, as you see, wearing number 52. He's only played 9 games, Coach.
I know, but Coach Donker said he had a strong physical team. And look at some of the size on some of those guys. They look strong and physical. So Humphrey come in the game a while ago.
Inbound.
Beautiful pass.
That was a good cross-court pass. In close. Ball stays on Tuscola's side. Alleman was lucky to get out of that without a bucket because they had 2 chances for good shots.
Well, they're not out of it yet. They got the ball down, out of bounds down there, though. But for that particular play, yes.
Hatfield eyes the situation. He'll get it over to Warner, and he won't get it. High for the rebound is Wolf. Wolf has it taken away by Washburn. Washburn is blocked, but it's back up and in by Warner. Well, Wolf came from behind and blocked the shot, but Tuscola, they want the ball.
When you're playing well, things happen like that for you.
Pioneers down by 9 again with 2:53 remaining. Inbounds. Lund forces it and hits it. Whew. Well, they were trying to get the ball on the Wolf, and Tuscola saying, if you're going to get it in here, you better thread it in here. Double teaming. Hatfield in trouble and a jump ball. Good defense from behind by John Lund. Derek Watts set up in front of him to stop him, and then coming up from behind to create the jump ball.
They give him the corner, and then they took it away from him.
We've got a timeout on the floor. Here's a message from the Country Companies, proud sponsors of the IHSA telecast since 1972. This game was tied at 13s. That was the last time. Right now it's 29-22. Tuscola trying to become the 4th team into the semifinals. Shooting, Alleman definitely has cooled off. They're only hitting 35%. Tuscola, they're still warm, very warm. Out front is Woods. Lund wears number 10. They're just circling Wolf inside. And they've got to hit some outside shots like that.
That'll help.
Todd Woods with the 3. He had hit 33 of 82 on the season coming into tonight. Now suddenly we've got a 4-point game again. Warner on the other side. He'll try his 3. Way too hard. Brian Wolf is the name. You'll hear it somewhere in college.
He's on the boards all over, isn't he?
Man, he just knows where the ball is. Always in control.
Too, isn't he?
He sure is.
30 on the ACT. Not bad.
Rebound. Inside is Matt Copeland, the sophomore. Talk about your confidence builders. It's a 2-point ball game as the soft gets the offensive glass, and the reason he got it was because the shot was so far off. Hatfield, 15-footer, too hard. Copeland with a rebound.
It's different on the boards with Weimer out.
It sure is. Going for the tie. Contact. What's the call? It's going to go against Tuscola on the block. Hatfield can't believe it, and I bet you a lot of Warrior fans can't believe it either. Let's see, Coach.
It's a good move off the dribble. Let's see it again.
Is he moving that left foot in there? Yeah, he is. That's, oh, man.
Well, he had the toe down, though.
I don't care what they pay me. I'm never putting on one of those zebra shirts. Lund misses the free throw, though, so all for naught as Tuscola escapes the possibility of being tied. The Pioneers have come back. Down by 9. It's only a 2-point game. Washburn right where he wants to be. Did you see Wolf reject it? Got it back. That's going to be off. Ball is controlled, though, by Kalmar, and a foul on the Pioneers.
Wolf was all over the place, isn't he?
Lund hustling, picks up the personal.
Well, we mentioned earlier, I mentioned that Wolf was ranked high in his class. He's 9th, and Nucky's 17th in his class.
Now, Wolf had a 30 on the ACT. Me and 4 of my friends had a 30 on the ACT combined.
Was that both times you took it at it
That was
together?
both times. That was both times. Kalmar at the line, and Tuscola can't get back up. And somehow Alleman gets the rebound. Copeland saves it. Man, is that kid hustling.
Boy, he's really working hard, isn't he?
So Tuscola will keep it back. See, it seems like rebounding on the Tuscola free throws have been a problem for the Pioneers, and it may come back to haunt them. Up top is Alexander. Hatfield will take his time with 56 seconds remaining here in the first half.
They go for one.
We got
to get it down inside.
We have got a good 4th.
Yeah, Alleman's a scrapping ball club defensively. They really move out there.
Yeah, that's their bread and butter. That's their bread and butter. That Wolf's offense. Good cross-court pass. Warner walked.
Might travel.
He walked. You know why he walked? It was that good defense.
Well, he saw the pressure coming at him.
Alleman for the tie. Let's see what Bob the Donker does. Does he want to hold for one? He might just do that.
I think he will.
At worst, he'd only be down by 2 at the half.
Put the ball to Wolf for a three-pointer.
And they'll hold. 27 seconds. Woods with that big three-pointer to get the offensive momentum going back for the Pioneers out front. 15 seconds. They want to shoot it with about 6 seconds left. Give him a chance for the offensive glass. One. They're daring him to shoot it.
Yeah. Okay, go for it now.
It's time. Woods will force it. That's not the shot they wanted. Woods will force it, and the first half will come to an end.
Not that good a shot.
But still, the Alleman Pioneers, who were down 29-20, have given Tuscola something to think about at the intermission, but the Warriors have the edge in a dandy one. 29-27. We'll be back after this from one of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. Negative-wise for Tuscola here in the first half, Coach, was that their big man, big score inside, their leading rebounder, who averages 9 rebounds a game and 18 points a contest, Steve Weimer, left with 6:25 remaining in the second quarter with 3 personal fouls. That will also be on Kerry Kincaid's mind at halftime because you don't want him coming out picking up number 4 pronto.
Well, that has to be on his mind. And don't forget now, Alleman Rock Island had a man pick up the 3rd foul, too, and he went out of the ballgame. But I think in this case, I think Alleman's kids come in and responded pretty well and given some big lift off the bench. But with Weimer out there, it takes a lot off the boards. And consequently, when Hatfield drives in there, a lot of times he likes to dump off, and he hasn't had that man to dump off to like he did at the first of the ball game.
That Pioneer with 3 is Dave Nucky right now, standing by courtside, our colleague Frank Pisoni. Frank?
Thank you very much, Jim, and I'm with Ed Glennon of the Decatur Herald and Review. Ed, a sports writer who's seen basketball around the state for years, including Tuscola. Is this a pretty typical performance by Tuscola, Ed, in this first half?
Yeah, I would say so. In the 3 games in the regional and sectional, Tuscola has come out, I don't want to say lackluster in the first half, but they had St. Joe Ogden tied in the first half. They didn't have a whole lot of a lead over Arcola at halftime, and in the sectional championship against Monticello, they were down at halftime.
How important is Weimer to the whole scheme of things for Tuscola and those 3 fouls?
Well, he's very important. He's their major inside player, and he has come back and played very well in the regional and sectional games. He scored 22 in the second half against St. Joe Ogden in the regional finals.
You see a lot of basketball, and tell us about some of the outstanding players in Class A you've seen this year.
Well, I'm impressed with Paul Lusk, the young man from Trenton Westland who can shoot tremendously well, and his sidekick Brent Brady. Jim Locum, young man from Flora, tremendous shooter, and then Paul Turlays, who's their 6'8" center. He's now standing player. Other fine players are Tuscola, Steve Weimer, Matt Washburn done a good job. Monticello has had...
How about Clemens from Springfield Calvary?
Oh, sensational. What they need to do is Jim Drew, I know is our next guest, he needs to teach Rennie how to dribble and work with his left hand a little more.
Okay, how about in Class AA? You've seen some of those, you know some of them. Who are some of the candidates in this state for Mr. Basketball?
Well, I would say Deion Thomas from Chicago Simeon, although I don't know how happy he made people in Illinois the last couple days when he told Jimmy Collins that he was maybe heading to Iowa. Some tremendous juniors, Thomas Wyatt from East Aurora. And of course, you have Jamie Brandon from Chicago King, Chris Reynolds from Peoria Central, some tremendous players in Class AA.
Ed, thank you very much for joining us. Continued success to you.
Thanks a lot, Frank.
Ed Glennon of the Decatur Herald and Review, and stepping in with us now is old friend Jim Drew, the coach at Springfield Calvary. Congratulations on a great year.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that spectacular super sectional? You're probably reflected a little bit about it now, and now you can bask in the fact that you had a great year in spite of that game.
Well, that's true. It was a super game, and can't say enough about the Tuscola team. Those kids are a gritty bunch, and they hustle, and you'll see 32 minutes of great basketball out here tonight. We had a great season. We won some big games. We have some great players coming back next year, so we're optimistic.
Springfield Calvary in the game against Tuscola built a big lead, and Tuscola was able to outshoot them at the end. But Calvary was rated #1 sometime during the year. Who are some of the best teams you played this season?
Well, without a doubt, Collinsville was very good, and Quincy, we beat those schools. Jacksonville, who's still in the AA tournament, was also very tough, but the best team we played all year was Tuscola.
It's very interesting. Do you think the Tuscola Warriors have a chance to take this whole thing?
I definitely do. They came a long way back to beat us. They hustle 32 minutes. They've just got a great group of kids, and they can all shoot the ball.
Let's talk about the rest of this tournament just a little bit. We have some very interesting teams in the top bracket as Prairie Central and Carlisle have advanced. How do you evaluate them?
Well, we didn't get to see Prairie Central. We saw East St. Louis Assumption. They beat us earlier in the season, and Prairie Central handled them pretty easily today, so Charlie's doing another great job. He's got a great chance to bring home another state championship.
Well, you had a wonderful run this year, and keep up the good work at Springfield.
Thank you very much.
That's Jim Drew from Springfield Cavalry. We'll come back at the Assembly Hall in Champaign-Urbana in just a moment. Right now, let's pause for these messages.
On a couple of occasions tonight, the young Mr. Nucky has been out of control because of his enthusiasm. This time, a pretty athletic move after the steal and the drive. Of course, Tuscola has some highlights of their own in this one as they lead at 29-27. There's that steal by Roger Warner. Good cross-court pass.
Beautiful pass, wasn't it?
Brian Hatfield on the
was
other
on
wing.
the end of it, isn't he?
Here's a pass from Washburn over. And that one will go to Steve Weimer. And now we've got a foul as we start the second half. Right off the bat, John Lund. They're trying to pinch him at the corners up at the half-court line. And with Hatfield, it's not going to be easy, but we'll have to see. You know, presses, a lot of people don't realize they're designed not only just to get the ball in the first, second, and third quarter, but to wear people down and get it in the fourth, even if you don't get it in the first three.
Great havoc.
And now we've got traveling inside on Hatfield, and the Pioneers can come down and go for the tie.
You know, Tuscola had like a couple slogans this year, and one of them was just like one game at a time, which everybody has. But this one I thought was unusual. They have a banner in their locker room that says, "Teamwork makes dream work."
And it does. You never see just one guy from a school come down to Champaign. Have you noticed that? Nucky way off the mark. That's air molecules. Nucky, he eyed that one. He didn't shoot it naturally. Hatfield took his eye off the basketball. Good pass, though, out front by Roger Warner, who spotted his running mate, and then Hatfield kind of was looking at the glass, Coach.
Great pass. I just think he looked for the layup before he got the ball. Get the ball with your eyes and your hands.
Todd Woods with the basketball. That's John Lund wearing number 10. Nucky's in there as well. Lund will force it up, and he won't hit it. Tip no good by Nucky. Ball spurting out of there. And with it is Kalmar for Tuscola.
Looked like a roadrunner shot, didn't it?
Gary Alexander is starting the second half. Weimer is not. Ball is stolen from behind by Watts, but he couldn't stay in bounds. So that's the strategy of Kerry Kincaid. Let Weimer set for a while and see how it goes.
It looks like he wants to see if they can stay close, and they can stay close. They're going to keep him on the bench for a while and then bring him in a little bit later on this quarter, maybe, or maybe they can wait till the fourth quarter. I don't know.
Kalmar trying to penetrate, shut off there. Washburn, who's been exceptionally quiet, gets it over to Hatfield too hard. Rebound Lund, they're running. On the wing is Nucky, but he better slow.
Kalmar got hurt.
Kalmar's slow. This is a 5-on-4. The Pioneers got to press it in. Nucky will throw it up. He is fouled by number 42, Roger Warner. Well, Kalmar got a knee or something in his thigh, and he had to shake that off, and he may come out now. And here's the big man, Steve Weimer, coming into the ballgame. There you see Bob DeDonker and his assistant coach, Art Mappy. Those two go against the team after practice. They'll say, okay, which two of you guys want to take on the old guys? And they're pretty intense games.
He's quite a motivator, isn't he?
He sure is. He, of course, Bob DeDonker, played at Alleman High School.
Beautiful pass.
To Nucky. Turn around. Nucky just doesn't have the eye tonight. And the score remains 29-23. We played a minute and a half here in the third quarter, and nobody's found the mark.
It's kind of an off-balance shot, though. Ball away.
Warner passed up the shot, got it inside, and Alexander can't get it to fall. Ball tipped and controlled by Lund. Lund's working hard. Good cross-court pass. Wolf pulls up too hard. Rebound. Who wants it? Tuscola does. This is a 3-on-2. Washburn all the way down. Gives it up to Hatfield. Blocked by Wolf.
Oh,
here come the Pioneers. Watts is open, and they overthrew him. He gets it back, but it's to a Tuscola player, Roger Warner. Well, the Pioneers haven't scored now for 2 minutes. This should be the first score. Weimer hits it. First score in the second half.
Alleman had their opportunities to get back in it right now.
Well, Wolf shot a little too hard down there as he pulled up, and then The pass down court to Mr. Watts, a little too in front of him, so Alleman passes up a golden opportunity to tie the game. Wolf, shot, not there. Rebound, nicely done. Woods up and in. I don't think Warner knew he was there.
Great offensive rebound. He didn't get blocked off, that's for sure.
Warner did not put the derriere into the back of his man. That's what you've got to do to find out where he's at.
Well, you cleaned that up, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Weimer, no. Oliver with a rebound, yes. Here comes Lund. It's a 2-on-2. Lund all the way down. Contact. Good, and it'll count. It will count. Oh, man. Hatfield can't believe it. Hatfield plays defense like he means it. And did he get set? It looked to me like he had to slide over because Lund kept moving outside.
Like he slid over, but this is a great athletic move.
Oh,
well,
boy.
Close. Wow.
Oh, I'm telling you, Hatfield.
I'm glad they're calling it.
He is so good defensively that he can make everything look close.
Has quick feet, doesn't he? Three personals on him.
Lund makes the three-point play. Alleman has its first lead since early in the second quarter. 32-31. The other way is Hatfield. Washburn, look at that triple team. Triple team and a jump ball. You are seeing why the Alleman Pioneers play in the Western Big Six and compete, because they do it defensively.
They've been playing great half-court defense.
Todd Woods with the basketball, working against.
I think both teams have played well.
Yeah, they really have. This is a good game. This is a really good game. Pass inside. Nucky, he's alone, and he walked. You know what's happening to Nucky right now? He's missed about 3 or 4 shots. He thinks he should make them, and that time he started thinking instead of just reacting. And he's a sweetheart of a kid. He really is. I mean, he never says a discouraging word about anybody, except maybe himself tonight. Ball tipped away inside by Woods. Wolf with the break. Wolf will take it all the way down, and he won't hit it, but he's fouled on the play. That's good court sense, because a lot of people would have stopped and tried to give it up, but they didn't stop him, so he kept flowing.
That ball would have dropped. That would have been a great play. It was a great move anyway.
Does he have a basketball body or what?
Big time move. Good court sense, what you mentioned, too.
Wolf trying to put the Pioneers up by 2 and does.
As we mentioned, doing it.
Oh, yeah. As we mentioned earlier, why, you've got a daughter at home or what?
I got a granddaughter that's only a year and a half.
Okay.
I probably won't wait that long.
Now, she's a cutie. I've seen her. 34-31. It's amazing how many young granddaughters get their looks from basketball coaches, isn't it? Tuscola in their first trouble area of the evening, trailing by 3. Nice bounce pass by Hatfield to Washburn along the baseline, and Warner gets it blocked. Look at this scramble. Hatfield will go back after it. Boy, Nucky was sacrificing life and limb that time as he went flying after it. This defense can be intimidating. You've got to take your time against it. Nice pass inside Weimer. Hatfield saw him, spotted him. Weimer was posted up, and it's a 1-point ball game. Don't go anywhere, folks. 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
I don't know what he has for assists for the total for the year, but he's got to have a bunch of them.
This is Derek Watts. This is too hard and over the backboard. As we said, Derek, a streaky shooter. I mean, he's a great athlete. He plays running back, wide receiver, defensive back on the football team. And if you've heard the name Alleman before, Mike Tracy and his squad has put it on the map football-wise. Pass inside, Alleman hustling all over, flying. This is great defense.
Well, Derek, isn't he also a track star, too?
Yeah, he sure is. Triple jump man.
6th in the state last year.
That's right. He'd like to go.
Quite an accomplishment.
He'd like to get a scholarship in that. This is Weimer's. Oh, it's great defense and a foul underneath the basket against, it looks like, Woods for Alleman. Did somebody get a hand on that Weimer shot, or was he just...
I don't know if he got a hand or he got fouled, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, he came falling back there. Now they leave him open on the inbounds, and they're going to get burnt. You can't do that. If he takes a shot 12 feet in, he'll nail it.
How many of these kids played football for Alleman this past year? I know they had a great season.
Oh, pass underneath intended for Wolf. Wolf saves it, but it came back out. Now almost a steal by John Lund, but Hatfield had the presence of mind to keep his body between the ball and the defender, so Lund will pick up the personal foul, and Tuscola with that lead now, 35-34 off the inbounds pass and the bucket by Weimer.
Hatfield made that foul happen because of his quickness.
Lund's coming out right now, and Matt Copeland will come back in. I think Bob DeDonker just wants to slow him down a little bit. Lund does have 3 personal fouls. There you see the Alleman bench. It's getting to be that time of the game, Coach. You don't want to get down by 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, you want to keep it tight. Pass inside. Watts is going to be fouled. Every time the ball goes in the lane, there's a body with green and white on it flying through, trying to slap it away. They don't care to steal it themselves. They just want to mesh up the works.
They cover up real well.
That foul will go against Mark Kalmar. That's his 3rd. There you see the 6'1" senior. This Tuscola team wins with heart. So does the Alleman team. Woods, yeah. That's a 2-pointer. Todd Woods. And now down at the other end, another turnover. I don't think Weimer wants to take it inside on the dribble. Weimer just better give it up outside and let his mate give it to him inside. Oh, great steal by Hatfield. Hatfield's off to the races. Will he make it?
Yep.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Great defense by David Nucky. The other way is Woods. How did that ball come out? Woods for 3. Yay!
You might want to mark that down as a turning point, too.
Hatfield went down for the layup. Nucky came flying out of the air from behind. The ball spun around 3 times and came out. Washburn, that's short. Rebound Woods. Todd Woods is all over. Out to Derek Watts, driving, scoring.
That shows you Watts' athletic ability right there.
Tuscola.
Time in the air.
Tuscola wants and needs a timeout. The Pioneers lead it by 6. Let's take timeout for this. And one of your network sponsors, Country Companies. What a game. Well, if you think the action's rough out there in uniform, it's also rough on the sidelines if you're trying to bring it into your living room. Here's Derek Watts almost taking out one of our cameramen here on the IHSA television network.
There he goes.
That looks like one of those new commercials where everything's moving all the time. 41-35, and folks, Alleman has made a 7-point run, but if you think Tuscola's out of this, you better think again. Kalmar will break that pinch at the half-court line. And the Pioneers steal it away again. Up they come. Watts, can he make this one? No. Tip, no. And a foul. I think the Pioneers' defensive mind is now spreading into their offensive mind because they're getting it just as aggressive at that end of the court.
There's a hand in the passing lane all the time. There's another great athletic move he made there just to go in there and get that shot off. Talk about great athletes. Didn't they have a professional baseball player, Gene Oliver, from up at Alleman Rock Island?
That's
played for my old Pittsburgh Pirates.
That's right. Also played for the Chicago Cubs.
We don't want to mention that. Just tell him he played for the Pirates.
Okay. Watts at the free throw line. And we got the roll. Every trip is kind of an adventure at the line for Derek Watts, although 65% is his season total.
It looked like he shot that right off the palm of his hand, but it went in.
This could be an 8-point lead, and it is. This is the biggest Pioneer lead with 1:45 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The defense seems to have turned the trick, but we've got plenty of time left. Hatfield penetrating. Washburn is there to put it back up and in. Tuscola may have needed a little bit of luck, and that was luck.
That was. The ball was blocked by the backboard, and it come right back to the man going right after the basketball.
6-point Pioneer lead. Woods feels it, but not this time. Rebound nicely, Weimer. He said, that's mine and nobody else's. Hatfield, good cross-court pass. Puts it up. Washburn can't get it. And a foul on the Pioneers. That'll go against Wolf.
Hatfield made a nice pass cross-court, though, didn't he?
He got the ball, took a half a step, and it was gone. Bob DeDonker started off his coaching career at Alleman as a sophomore coach. Coached 5 years there, then got out of the business for 2 years, then started the trek back at Westmer High School as a sophomore coach. Free throw no good. Then he went to Orion as a sophomore coach. Then 3 years ago was the head coach at Orion. Had a great season there. And then when his old alma mater called, he couldn't refuse.
I'll tell you what, Washburn just missed that free throw, but he hit 2 biggies there Tuesday night.
He makes that one.
The 2 that won the game against Calvary. Here comes the 2-2-1.
Let's see how the Pioneers, they break it easily. Nucky holds up. Does he want that shot? Yeah, I guess he does.
When it rolled in, yeah.
Now that'll give him confidence back.
That was the one where the coach says, no, great shot.
Oh, I don't think Bob said great shot. Long jumper out front, no good.
Look at Watts.
Roger Warner, maybe a little bit outside of his range. Well, I shouldn't say that because he was 41 of 95 from three-point land coming in, so he's been out there and been successful before. Wolf, his shot, not this time, tipped around, hustling forward is Nucky. 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Yeah,
they go for one.
Prairie Central is in the semifinals against Carlisle tomorrow at 11:15. St. Francis of Wheaton is in the semifinals against either Alleman or Tuscola tomorrow after that first game. We hope you'll join us. 21 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. What a big bucket this would be for Alleman, and a real blow it would be for Tuscola. The last time Alleman held the ball at the second quarter, they didn't get off a good shot. Copeland inside, and he is fouled. Matt Copeland, the sophomore.
Pretty good-sized sophomore, isn't he?
Oh, they got another sophomore on his team that he looks like his twin brother bookend.
Nice pass.
Ooh.
I think he had to give him a little room to come down.
Yeah, that's the rule. You do have to give them room when they're up in the air. Sophomore at the free throw line. Now he's got to think about it. This is what growing up is all about, Ed. Sometimes you got to make a mistake to do well. See if he makes this one.
Come back and got it, didn't he?
Ed just grew up to the junior level. 46-38 in a hurry. Big trip down now.
Not much time.
Out front, Warner doesn't want it. Weaver does. Couldn't get it to fall. Weaver couldn't get it to fall. And at the end of 3 quarters of play, Alleman has taken the command. 46-38, 8 minutes left. Now this, from one of your network sponsors, the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and Illinois. In very old street language, Coach, time to let it all hang out. There's only 8 minutes left to work all year.
Well, they got a good thing. They get the ball the first time in midcourt. That's with this the new possession rule the last few years, that always helps and gets you back in a ball game sometimes. You don't have to worry about the other team scoring the first time. Hatfield again.
Penetrating nicely. Over to Alexander for the bucket. Man, he is a player.
He almost put it up a little bit too hard. Alexander, nice shot. Beautiful pass by Hatfield again. There may be a big, big key there.
And now a foul at the other end. It looked like Woods may have thrown that left elbow. There was some contact. Alleman got the benefit of the call, and Todd Woods now will go to the free throw line. What do you think?
I believe it's a good call.
Todd Woods at the free throw line, shooting 75% on the year, and that's why. And it's 47-40 again. There's all kinds of people flying on that one. Brian Wolf ended up 50 feet away from where he started. Would you believe 25? Got them both. Tuscola trails by 8, and they have the basketball. They're cool. They've been here before. They were down by 18, remember, against Springfield Cavalry with about 7:50 remaining in the game, and they won, folks. Alexander, jumper, yes.
Oh, come in with 2 in a row, didn't he?
Kalmar will set back in the game as soon as the clock stops here. Well, Woods is playing with a lot of confidence right now. A lot of confidence. Not that time. Tipped out. Copeland says, I'll take it.
Well, Wolf hasn't been heard from for a while, has he?
No.
Might be heard from now.
Ooh, dangerous cross-court pass.
It was.
Watts back to Woods.
Might have been a killer.
The three-pointer, 51-42. The other way,
come
Watts
back at you, though, don't
good
they?
defense. Did
Good
you see the
defense,
defense?
Watts. Great defense.
Got the hand in his face, and now Alleman can kind of pick their shots. Let's see what they do. 6:42 remaining in the game.
Well, they went
inside to Copeland.
Oh, beautiful.
Is that a sophomore move? Did he make the quick spin and get him off his hip?
I think there's going to be a timeout here for long.
Kerry Kincaid and company are in trouble, and the Pioneers are looking awfully tough. Warner outside. Speaking of tough, his foot was on the line. They give him only 2, but that was darn close to being a three-pointer. 53-44. Yeah, I love kids who come down there down by 10. They eye a 16, 17-footer and just nail it. Woods inside to Wolf up, and he's going to go to the free throw line. He was fouled by Matt Washburn, and in comes Mark Kalmar. Out comes Alexander, who had 2 big buckets here in the fourth quarter. There you see Washburn, a good look at number 24. He's had an exceptional year. 70% free throw shooter, 65% field goal shooter, 16.5 points a game. Can you do any more? Wolf, free throw.
Well, he made those 4 free throws at the end in a row against Calvary.
Here's this defense we've been talking about. Washburn, Watts gets him right in the face and sticks him. Wolf hit them both. An 11-point lead for the Pioneers. We're now 6 minutes away from going to the semifinals against St. Francis of Wheaton. Inside Weimer, he's tough, and he'll get the shot.
Got the roll again.
He shoots with so much confidence. I mean, you never see the look on his face change. 18 now for Mr. Weimer, and I mean Mr. 55-46. Inside Wolf, fade away. He didn't want to take that shot. Ball,
a real good shot.
Out of bounds, and Nucky picked up his 4th personal foul. Either that or Copeland did. Let's see who they blow it on.
He might have got fouled on that shot. I'm talking about Wolf, but it was not that real greatest shot to be taken at that time, I don't think.
I've seen him make them, Coach.
Well, I know.
But that's not a good shot. You're right. Foul will go against Dave Nucky, and that's not good news for the Pioneers. Nucky now has 4, and he'll come out as John Lund checks in. Lund didn't know exactly who he was supposed to replace, but as you see, Nucky will come and sit next to Bob the Donker, and he'll stay there for about 2 or 3 minutes. It all depends how the game goes. At the free throw line, Roger Warner. There's more W's in this game than you can shake a stick at. You got Woods, Watts, Wolf, Warner, Weimer, Washburn. Sounds like something like the makers of Roger Wabbit come up with. Big free throws. They need them all right now. In. Warner, who's a good man from the charity stripe, 76% on the year. There you see a concerned Kerry Kincaid in his 4th year with Tuscola. You talk about a record 90-19. Man, when he loses, he doesn't believe it. Free throw is good. 55-48. Coming in now will be Alexander. Gary Alexander in, and checking out will be the man who just made the free throws, Roger Warner. Full court pressure will come to the 4. Pioneers seem to break it easily this time. Woods better get out of traffic, and he does so with the weave. The last time the Alleman Pioneers were at state, there wasn't a 2-class system. Ball knocked away from behind by Hatfield. Kicked up to Hatfield. Hatfield to the glass. Can't get it. Oh, big series.
Who got the rebound? What? Got a man hurt.
We got a man down. Looks like Kalmar is shaken up again. Copeland was open at the other end of the court, but they didn't see him. They were trying to protect the ball. Hatfield did everything he could, but get it to drop.
You know, he's got two ankle braces there.
He knocked it away from behind, but watch the hustle by Watts. Watts will go all the way down here. He won't give up on it. Defense applied by Woods, and who's at the other end? The man who got the ball knocked away from behind. There's never time in basketball to feel sorry for yourself, unless, of course, you're a coach and it's late and it's after the game, right? Full court pressure. London trouble. London real trouble. Gets it up to Wolf. They beat the clock. It's a 3-on-2. Pass to Copeland. No good. Rebound Copeland.
He's going to go back up with it.
And he'll get it knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to the Pioneers. Well, you got to say one thing for Copeland. He's certainly not shy.
He doesn't back off.
My God, he's going to grow, Coach. You know, that's the scary part. They're going to leave Lund alone. He'll drive, foul, and a foul against Tuscola. It'll go against Washburn, and Washburn and company shake their head because they're sending the Pioneers to the line every time now, as Lund will go there, shooting 65% on the year.
You know, Jim, I'm going to throw a little trivia at you right here. You know, there's a fellow in the stands right now, my Uncle Bill Bukovich, that was a principal and a football coach at Tuscola a few years back. He lives there now, and he worked part-time for the University of Illinois. He's retired from education. And also, I had a first cousin, and a lot of people are going to laugh at this, but a first cousin of mine named Smiley Burnett that used to be with Gene Autry.
That's right.
He's not from Tuscola, but he started his radio career at Tuscola and then later went with Gene Autry in the movies. Second
Smiley
cousin.
Burnett.
Yeah.
Now, why would I laugh at that?
Brock Millhouse, sometimes they call him.
I think Smiley worked that game with Jim Albrecht 25 years ago for Alleman.
Two big free throws by London at the other end. Weimer can't get it to fall. The rebound comes down to Derek Watts.
Remember that horse they had, Ring Eye? I used to feed him when I was a kid.
I think you're feeding me something else right now. 57-48, the Pioneers got the two free throws from Lund, then went down and got the rebound from Watts. Watts is only 6 feet, but as we said, he can jump.
Good move.
Wood,
Good move.
that's going to be good.
Oh, look at that.
How in the world? And you don't believe there's gravity, folks? I think that's the only reason that went down. Wood having an outstanding game, and we've got a foul out front. The Pioneers will stop the clock with 4:09, and Tuscola, as you see, will stop the clock with a timeout via Gary Alexander. Timeout on the floor. Bob the Dunkers, 4 minutes and 9 seconds away. Tuscola needs a rally. Now this from one of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. There you see some of the Alleman Pioneer fans who made the trek a little over 3 hours from the Quad Cities. Alleman in the city of Rock Island, and you may very well see another Rock Island team down here next week, Frank.
Yes, indeed. Rock Island beat Bartonville Limestone in the AA sectional 66-59. Mount Vernon beat Centralia by 2. Gordon Tech beat St. Joe by 3. East St. Louis Lincoln a winner over Evansville by 8.
Well, you were joking with me this afternoon. This is their home court, isn't it? East St. Louis Lincoln, this is their home court.
Peoria Central 57, Lincoln 41. Chicago Heights Bloom beat Homewood Flossmoor by 1 in OT.
Kalmar makes 1 of 2. The Pioneers with a 9-point lead. Lund with good body control stays out of trouble. Gets it over to Woods, who's had an outstanding game, 16 points. He leads the way. You notice Wolf still plays the game. Doesn't matter if he gets his points. He doesn't care. I wish the whole world was like that. Tie him up or a foul from behind. They're going to call a foul on Washburn. They're going to call a foul on Washburn, and they'll send Woods to the line.
A couple of other quick scores. Thornridge 87, Thornwood 63, Aurora East 88, Naperville North 54, Palatine Frem 95, Streamwood 71, Jacksonville 56, Chatham Glenwood 54 in overtime.
Whew. There's the call. You see Washburn all over Woods, and they finally, he got him right there before he tied him up.
New Trier got by Barrington by 4, and Gurney Warren 61, Deerfield 56.
Roger Warner back in for the Tuscola Warriors. Dave Nucky back in for the Alleman Pioneers. Alexander will take a seat, as you see, and Nucky will relieve the freshman, who will get a great hand, Matt Copeland.
Done a good job, Annie.
Remember, they started this game without one of their starting forwards, Mark Ackerman, who was suspended for 1 game for violation of team rules by the principal of Alleman High School. And they're still prevailing. There you see the young man we're talking about, Mark Ackerman, a linebacker on the football team as well. Free throws are both good, 61-49. Now Alleman doesn't want to stop the clock. They want to force them to take their shot. And I think what really turned this game around, Coach, was that Tuscola was used to getting ball in the middle, and Alleman just simply denied it after a time.
They've done a good job of stopping them.
But it's not over yet. Not with 3-pointers, and not with Tuscola. In the middle, Washburn. Bodies are falling. Bodies are falling some more. Nucky has it. He loses it. Hatfield has it. Hatfield will go baseline, and he won't stop until he finds somebody. Now Washburn, and a charge on Washburn. Have you ever seen such a... I know you've seen intense defense before. I know both you gentlemen have, but that's what this is. I mean, this is... Now, let's kick it out.
Well, there's a lot of action right there.
Now Woods will go stand up there, and did he get planted? That's what you have to wonder, but all you really have to do is ask the official, because it's his call.
Got
That's
5 fouls listed for...
That's gone. He's gone. Yeah, I was just checking that. Matt Washburn is gone. And Matt Washburn did not have his usual game for Tuscola, and I think the defense had a lot to do with that. Gary Alexander back in.
Jim, I don't know. I want to ask you a question. Did we mention earlier in a telecast that Derek Watts' father played for Alleman?
In 1960.
1960.
That's correct. Would you believe I was 5 then? How about 10?
Would you believe shaving?
Would you believe in trouble? 61-49. You know, they used to have a lot of sisters at Alleman High School, so you had to stay straight. Wolf pounded out front.
Now, what do you mean? What kind of trouble?
Well, it was good kind of trouble, you know, just having fun, Coach, you know. Although I remember doing a lot of laps for Coach Morris. A lot of laps. 3:10 remaining in this game. Tuscola trying to find something to come back, but the Pioneers keep nailing their free throws and making it almost impossible.
Well, this guy will nail him.
Oh, yeah, he will.
You know, you mentioned some famous people a while ago from Rock Island. Also had Linda Matheny, who was an Olympic gymnast from Tuscola. And you also had a gentleman named Jim Reeder that was a football All-American back in 1939.
Wolf is 9 of 10 from the free throw line, and John Lund will pick up the personal foul as Kalmar comes out. That's not what Coach Bob DeDonker wanted at this point, but when you're up by 14, you can forgive it just a little bit easier. We'll be back tomorrow on the air. Frank Pisoni, Art Kimball, Coach Ed Butkovitz, and of course myself, Jim Albrecht, at 11. And of course that Mendota game went on so long that this game got started 45 minutes late. But we're glad you stayed tuned. Nucky has it knocked away from behind, but Watts is right there. We're under 3 minutes. The Pioneers, their best finish ever at state was 4th. 25 years ago. They came in here 25 years ago on a Friday night and knocked off the #1 Centralia team. Inside the Wolf. Turnaround. Too short. Rebound comes down to Warner. Whoa. Lots of contact. I'm telling you, this looks like rugby out there. Good spin move by Weimer. He's a player.
Any good ball player?
He's a good player. 63-51. 20 now for Weimer. The other way. Woods all the way. Will he get it? He'll get it all right. Not the basket, but hammered.
He's going to get 2 free throws.
This is called You Know It's Coming.
I think he was bound and determined he wasn't going to get that shot off.
Now, Weimer took a little bit of his frustration out there, and you can't really blame him. When you've won 26 games in a row, you don't like to be in this spot. You're not used to it. I think the last free throw they missed was Thursday. Seems like they've been nailing every one. Woods, in and out. Unofficially, Woods, I believe, with 19. Again, the Pioneers take it away. This is a one on nobody. This is John Lund. Count it. This game
wild out there, isn't it?
This game just about's over. It's just about over. 66-51. The Pioneers still pressing. Ball's out of bounds. Tuscola. I talked to Coach DeDonker before the game, Coach, and he said, I know Tuscola is a great basketball team. I don't know if they've faced our kind of quick pressure all year defensively, and that's the telling story in his ballgame. They have not allowed Tuscola to do what they're used to doing. You're talking about a team who averages 83 points a game. They're sitting at 51 with 2 minutes left. And now another whistle and a foul out front. Checking some new substitutions for Tuscola. Kobe Williams in the ball game now, wearing number 23. That foul will go against Tuscola, so it's a wrap.
Things haven't went their way very much for the second half.
Frank, you've got some more info for us?
On Tuesday in the AA Super Sectionals, we'll have Chicago Gordon Tech will meet Thornridge at Hinsdale. East St. Louis Lincoln will take on Mount Vernon at Carbondale. At DeKalb, it'll be Aurora East against Palatine Friend. And at Peoria Central against Jacksonville. At Rockford, Boylan will go against Rock Island. At Elgin, Winnetka New Trier against Gurney Warren. And of course at Chicago, King will play Simeon Sunday.
John Lund, who averaged 3 points a game coming in here tonight, now has 12. Again, pressure. This is Lund. Lund goes down. He'll feed it over to Nucky, and he missed it, and a foul. The Pioneers just will not let up. They will not let up. 68-51. Have you ever had a neighbor, folks, who always bugged you and would never leave you alone? Every time you went out of your house, they were always talking to you or wanting to borrow something. That's what the Alleman defense is like. They will not let up.
I had a neighbor like that one time named Jim.
What was his last name?
Well, I don't remember. It started with an A or something like that.
Coming into the ball game now for Tuscola. Leaving will be Weimer, and he'll get a big hand, deservedly so. Steve Weimer will check out. And a great career for that Tuscola senior. It comes to an end.
And I hate to mention on a note like this because it doesn't look good right now, but Steve Weimer had an essay, or wrote an essay earlier in the year in which he said, in part of that essay, the Elite Eight puts me in a happy state.
Well, maybe we'll see him working for the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it is.
It's the opportunity to play down here. This will be a great memory for him in the season.
Let's do a quick interview.
At the other end, a foul on Alleman with 1:42 left, 70-51. Alleman was down at one point in the second quarter. Remember, Coach, 29-20. And then Weimer picked up that third foul in the middle of that with 6:25 remaining in the second quarter.
I think it was 6:25. I wrote it down there.
And then Alleman got it back to within 2 at the half, trailed 29-27.
And then the other turning point I thought in the third quarter is when Tuscola missed a layup with 2:25 to go. And then Todd Woods come down and hit a three-pointer and put him 4 up. And it was...
Hatfield misses the second free throw, and now he will come out. Brian Hatfield, he'll be back. He's only a junior. But he is not happy, and he didn't come down here to lose, I'll tell you that.
You know, there have been some advocates a few years back that felt that a rule change might be appropriate to leave kids in the ball game when they do get in foul trouble, maybe put a penalty of some sort.
Brian Wolf from 3 points.
Downtown. Brian Wolf from downtown.
We'll have wholesale substitutions now for the Alleman Pioneers. Shot out front. I was screened out. I believe that was Alexander who took it. And we've got a whistle and a foul at the other end. And let's check some of these young men in the lineup now. Jeff Miller wearing number 30 for Coach Kerry Kincaid. Number 12 in the ball game is Tad. Check that tag, Atkinson. And also checking in now is Jamie McDonald wearing number 14. Kobe Williams wearing number 23 is also in there. Derek Watts will check out for the Pioneers. Todd Woods will check out. Brian Wolf will check out. The starting 5 is out of there. And the Pioneers are celebrating on the sidelines. You hear it all the time in football. Defense wins ball games, but you should hear it just as often in basketball.
Just want to tell you something. When those kids come out right there and the coach went up and hugged him, it just put chills up and down your spine. I want to tell you, give you goosebumps.
Well, this man, Bob the Donker, has great rapport with his kids. Nucky hits the free throw. In the ball game now for the Alleman Pioneers. Eric Swaggart wearing number 34. There you see one of the Tuscola Warrior cheerleaders. And you can tell by the look on her face what the scoreboard says. Nucky at the free throw line. Got it. And the Pioneers are going to score a lot of points here tonight. 75-72. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this from one of your network sponsors, John Deere. Some new faces in the Alleman lineup. Todd Elgus wearing number 14. Matt Woods back in there. Don Duck wearing number 40. Troy Humphrey also in the ball game. And here's a scramble at the other end. Shot is up and not made by Jeff Miller, but he'll go to the free throw line as he's fouled. Also Eric Swaggart, as we mentioned before, in the ball game for Coach Bob DeDonka. The Pioneer fans, everybody wants a piece of hardware when they get down here. 4 teams get it, 4 teams don't. They do get memories, and right now they don't feel all that good, but someday they will. Free throw is not there by Miller. Rebound comes down to Don Duck. With the basketball is Eric Swaggart. Here come the Pioneers. There's only 53 seconds remaining in this one. It'll be Alleman against St. Francis Wheaton tomorrow. There's a good ball club, too. Todd Elgis gives it up. Woods in the middle to the big guy. Humphrey, they'll just pass it around for a while. Who wants a shot? Well, this time down, nobody, because it'll be over and back.
There'll be some excellent matchups tomorrow.
Oh, boy. Jamie McDonald in the ball game for Tuscola. Now checking in is John Rader, wearing number 10. Checking out of the ball game will be Kobe Williams. Also in there is Scott Zane, wearing number 22. They try to get it into Zane, but it's stolen away by Don Duff. Ball knocked away, and here we go down with 25 seconds. Alleman up by 23 points. Can you believe that? Humphrey gets it into Duff, and he got it rejected. Ball comes back out, and it's saved at the other end by Miller. Miller lost it. It's a breakaway layup time for Matt Woods, and he tried to slam it. I don't know, Matt. Maybe not a good idea, but when you get a look, I wonder if he's ever dunked in his entire life. And if you haven't, why not try it here, huh? 75 to 52 is our score. Going to the free throw line will be Tag Atkinson. There you see a dejected Warrior bench. 26-game winning streak. They came in here 28-1. And that great comeback against Springfield Cavalry, and they were riding the high of that. Then they ran into the green and white defense.
They've had an outstanding 2 years, though.
Oh, man.
Week 16 in the Elite Eight.
Last year they were 27-2. And they lost to Painter, the eventual state champ. This one is over. The Pioneers have won it. 75 to 54. And now this from the Country Companies, proud sponsors of the IHSA telecast since 1972. Here's the way the Class A semifinals shape up tomorrow. We'll hit the air at 11. First game 11:15, featuring Prairie Central and Carlisle. Then at approximately 12:45, it is St. Francis of Wheaton against the Alleman Pioneers. We hope you'll be on hand to join us again starting at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. This one, the final one of the quarterfinal round, went to Alleman over Tuscola, 75 to 52. For Frank Pisoni, for Art Kimball, for Ed Bukovich, this is Jim Albrecht. Correct the score, 75-54, that last two for Tuscola. Bidding you all a good evening. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you for semifinal action come tomorrow.
You've been watching the 1989 chapter of March Madness. Your network sponsors were the Dairy Farmers of Illinois and Wisconsin. Cool and refreshing milk. It does a body good. DeKalb Pfizer Genetics and the more than 850 Illinois DeKalb Pfizer dealers. The Country Companies and their more than 900 agents throughout Illinois. You've got the country behind you. And John Deere, recognizing basketball leaders, inviting you to see leadership at work with a whole new line of John Deere equipment.
KHQA-TV, where people make the difference.